In a dark corner of Malmö, Sweden, lies a place called Rosengård. To the outside world, it is merely an immigrant housing estate. But for those who live there, it is a crucible. Here, history is not written in ink, but in scars and sweat. In 1981, a child was born from fragmentation. A Bosnian father haunted by the echoes of war, and a Croatian mother who worked until her hands cracked just to put food on the table. Zlatan Ibrahimovic did not grow up with a silver spoon. He grew up with hunger for food, and a desperate hunger for recognition.
Initiativ och så du kanske kan påverka det. Är du kaxig? Ja, de säger det.
At his dinner table, there was often nothing but silence. At school, he was the different kid, too loud, too wild, too alien for the polite standards of Swedish decorum. He began stealing bicycles, not because he wanted to be a criminal, but because he wanted to feel a sense of control. And on the asphalt pitches of Rosengård, he found the only place where no one could judge him, behind a football. The world first caught a glimpse of him at Malmö FF, but it was Amsterdam that became his first true proving ground. In 2001, Ajax signed him as the most expensive player in the club's history. But Zlatan was never just a player, he was a revolutionary. Look at this goal. Against NAC Breda. He dances. He deceives the cameras, the defenders, even his own teammates. This is where the Zlatan philosophy was born, a fusion of a ballet dancer's grace and a taekwondo fighter's brutality. The black belt he earned at 17 wasn't just a hobby, it was the foundation of his balance. He could strike a ball at head height with lethal precision. But that ego began to spark fires. A fallout with club captain Rafael van der Vaart marked the end of his time in the Netherlands. His message was clear: I didn't come here to make friends. I came here to rule. Italy was Zlatan's university. At Juventus, under Fabio Capello, he was forced to strip away his street tricks and become an efficient goal-scoring machine. Capello made him watch videos of Marco van Basten every single day, breaking down his ego to build a predator. However, the ultimate drama of his career unfolded in Spain. In 2009, he joined the dream team of Barcelona. On paper, it was a marriage made in heaven. In reality, it was a prison for his personality. He met Pep Guardiola, a visionary who wanted obedient soldiers, while Zlatan was a free-spirited king. You bought a Ferrari, but you're driving it like a Mitsubishi. Those words shook the walls of the Camp Nou. Zlatan felt betrayed by a system that worshipped Lionel Messi above all else. In Barcelona, he learned a vital lesson, that talent without freedom is a cage. The critics said Zlatan would be finished by 30. But a lion does not follow a human calendar. At Paris Saint-Germain, he wasn't just a player, he was an institution. He scored 156 goals in 4 seasons, dominating France as if it were his own backyard. Then came the ultimate test, the Premier League at 34. Too old, the English media claimed. Zlatan answered with 28 goals in a single season at Manchester United, before a horrific knee ligament injury threatened to end it all. At that age, for any other player, it was a retirement sentence. For Zlatan, it was just a brief intermission. He went to America, scored a 40-yard volley on his debut for LA Galaxy and told Hollywood, "You wanted Zlatan, I gave you Zlatan. Now, go back to watching baseball." The year is 2020. AC Milan is in ruins. They are mid-table, identity-less, and hopeless. Zlatan returns to the San Siro not for the money, but for a debt of gratitude. At 40, he can no longer run as fast as he once did. But his presence in the dressing room is black magic. He slams tables, he screams at the youngsters, he demands perfection. And in May 2022, the miracle happens. Milan secures their first Scudetto in a decade. Zlatan stands on the podium with a cigar in his hand, proving that true leadership isn't measured in statistics, but in mentality. So, who is the real Zlatan Ibrahimovic? Is he the arrogant showman hungry for attention? Or is he simply the little boy from Rosengård who swore he would never let anyone look down on him again? He retires without a Champions League trophy, yet he won 34 other titles across different nations. He doesn't need validation from FIFA or the Ballon d'Or, because in the end, he achieved something much rarer. He became a verb. In Sweden, Zlatanera means to dominate with force. Football will move on. New stars will be born. But there will never be another who dares to tell the world with the same conviction, "I came as a king, and I left as a legend."